morning, fellow starseeds. This is Angie, and today is day 3 of the 21-day planetary activation series. I did not do a recording last night like usual because I wasn't feeling like it was final yet, and I just wasn't feeling ready. So I waited until today to do it, and I'm really glad I did, because I woke up today really excited about doing the video today, and that's how it should be, right? So I did Tai Chi yesterday, which I try to do every day, but I haven't been doing it because I had been sick the last few weeks, and it was awesome. Like I felt during my practice that I became a little more awake. I could actually feel it happen last night, and I just felt like something really big just happened all of a sudden, and it takes a little while to set in, you know, like as soon as you feel then you get like, you have like I wouldn't say a waiting period, but you know, it has to settle in a little bit. Usually probably you go to sleep and you wake up the next day. Today, I don't know about you guys, but I feel amazing today. Like, I feel like on cloud 9. So I kind of have realized that is what ascension feels like. If it's like that feeling like when you're in love, or what is it like? See, I kind of actually already rehearsed this in the car today while I was taking the kids to school, and if I could have been recording then, this would have been perfect, but you know, I was just kind of like going over what I'm going to say, and now that I'm like doing it for the second, every time I do it for the second time, it's always like harder to do, because it's like, I've already said this before, and I forget what I've said and what I haven't said, and it's also hard to like talk to a camera instead of just kind of like talking to someone, you know. I don't know, it's hard, but so I'm trying to explain to you what this feels like in case you have no idea. Besides feeling like that in love feeling, it's like when you give somebody something and they really like it, and you know it made their day. That feeling that you get, like that warm feeling that stays with you, it's like that. Or it's like when you get a really good idea and you go with it and it turns out good, and you're like, oh, that's so awesome, I'm glad I did it. Or it's like when you get called for a job offer that you've been wanting, or it'd be like if you won the lottery, or it'd be like if you see somebody you haven't seen in a long time and you spend the day together, and after you leave you just feel so good. Or if somebody just did something nice for you and just made your day, or, you know, all those things that make people feel good, that's what I feel like when I woke up today. And so it's almost like I'm on a bubble, you know, I'm on cloud 9, and no one could bring me down. And don't you hate when you have those days and then somebody does bring you down eventually, and, you know, he brings you back to reality? But I don't know, I feel like this is here to stay, and even if it's not, I feel like it'll come back, you know. So how do you get there? How do you get to this feeling, this high feeling, you know? It's like I did the work on the 1st and the 2nd. So I don't know if that alone had something to do with it. I don't know if it's my desire to be ascended and help with the planetary ascension that is doing it. I don't know if it's planetary alignment, could be, because I just got an email today from one of the spiritual things that I subscribe to, talking about how she feels like there was a shift yesterday. I think there was one, like a planetary shift, but I'm not familiar with it exactly, but I do know that she basically said that she thinks it's here to stay, so I hope so. I kind of looked around at people when I was filling up with gas this morning, like, I wonder if other people feel like I do right now, because then I would know that ascension is, like, really on its way. Because if people, I did kind of see, like, I didn't see anything bad, and people were nicer. I mean, it could be just me. When you're in a good mood, everything else seems like it's peachy, but, I have to go to school today, and when I do, I'm going to try to, like, project this out to everyone. And when you feel like this, do that too, because you want everybody else to be here. Because imagine the change it will make when everybody else is here, you know? So really quick, I want to just say the next thing. I kind of went off on a tangent about that, because it's really important. When you feel good, things are good, right? And things start happening. So getting to the point where you're feeling like this is pretty paramount. And then it also leads into the mantra, which is Ascended Inspiration, because when you get inspired and you follow through with it. See, I had this big spiel planned out. I don't know how to say this. I want to say this like super perfectly. Okay. Ascension is ascension is knowing, being the being that is at the highest level of planetary good. So say you are not yet at that point where you feel like you're ascended, but you get an idea in your head that you think that will make a difference in a good way. When you actually set steps in motion to make it happen, that is living an ascended life. So you might not yet be ascended, but it will put you there by doing it. Okay, so if you get an idea to do something, as long as it's doing no harm, then it's an ascended inspiration, and you should go with it. No matter even if it's not a spiritual thing. If it's, you know, even if it has nothing to do with spirituality whatsoever. If it does no harm, then trust that it's for good. You don't know the mysterious ways the universe works, and your non-spiritual little insignificant inspiration could be in disguise a really big thing. And let's just say for right now that if every single person in the world right now received an ascended inspiration and went with it, that would make such a huge change. It's unbelievable. And then for example, say all the world leaders all of a sudden decided they wanted to stop all fighting and all wars. And that was their idea. And then they were like, you know, I'm actually going to do it. Right there, all of a sudden, all the wars would be over. And then if all the people who cut trees down were like, no more cutting trees. Boom, problem solved. People were like, let's not mine for oil, for coal anymore. And people were like, let's not drill for oil. And other people were like, let's not do fracking. And other people were like, let's not do weather modification. And other people were like, let's not kill animals that are, you know, or any animals, you know, all these things that people are like, this is killing the planet, this is horrible for the planet. If all these things stopped because the people who were in charge of them just had the idea to either do it a different way or just say, let's not do this just for today, or, you know, something, it would change things like immensely. Each individual person doing their inspired thing, even if it is a small thing, it will lead to bigger things. So I was inspired to do this group, and in case you're unsure, this is how it works. Okay, I was writing an email to someone. They were inspired to write me. Had they not wrote me, who knows if I would have came up with the inspiration to do this. This is something I was going to do on my own. So I was like, I want everybody else to do the same thing. I don't know how that's possible. But then I'm sitting here writing her about this, and the idea came to me to make a group on starseeds. But then, so I heard it, and then I said, okay, that's a good idea. And then I thought, but I wonder if anybody will join. And then I heard, don't worry about it. And then I heard, but I wonder if I'll get approved. Don't worry about it. And I heard, you know, just go for it kind of thing. It was the theme of everything I was coming back with. Just go for it. But this, just go for it. And that's how it'll work. Your point is to just go for it. And so you say you do hit a roadblock. My roadblock would be, actually I haven't hit one yet, amazingly. But here's the thing, the second thing. Okay, so yeah, you get an inspired, and you get an ascended inspiration. You go with it, okay, or you put the steps in motion to start going with it. you know, you still got to go on with your day. Then, when you stop working on it and you go on with the rest of your day, check how you feel about it, and your intention. For example, I'm doing videos. We got over 75 people now who are subscribed to this group, and this is in 2 days, by the way. Well, now 3, but you get what I'm saying. It's like hugely important right now. I'm putting myself out there like this on a video, and it kind of is, you know, it's weird for me to be like that, because I'm not somebody who would normally want to be videoed. So let's just say that my intentions were for fame or money. If your intentions are ever for fame or money, then even though your inspired idea might be good, you personally are not doing it in an ascended process. You have to check yourself and make sure that though you have an inspired inspiration, your execution is pure and ascended as well. So those two things together will be, no matter how insignificant your inspiration might be to you, will ensure that your ascended inspiration is on the right track. Now, if you hear that dinging, that's the meditation music, and I kind of talked over it. I do that sometimes. I think I got my point across today. I plan on saying more, but I can't remember it right now. It's not important. Let's sit for the next few minutes in silence with this and really absorb everything I just said, with the key being ascended inspiration. So we're going to do it together. We're going to, the goal for today, the goal for day 1 was I am love. The goal for day 2 was the planet is love. And the I am love actually was bigger than the planet, if you remember, but today is ascended inspiration. Okay? This is the how we are going to change things. Little things, step by step, each of us doing them all day, every day, leading up to the ascension. We are setting it in motion by doing things starting today. Okay? Okay. Let me think. How we should put our fingers today for a mudra. To be ascended inspiration, let's just let me feel what feels right. Let's put our fingers together like this, okay? I'm going to take some deep breaths, and then we're going to say ascended inspiration 3 times and do the whisper. I know I fell away from that yesterday, but doesn't matter, right? Okay, let's do it. Okay. Ascended inspiration, ascended inspiration, ascended inspiration, ascended inspiration, ascended inspiration, ascended inspiration. Alright. Sorry if you're not done yet and I'm interrupting you. Pause me and keep going. Perfectly fine. But I have to go to school now. Fun. So, thank you for joining with that. Remember the love I am. Keep that with you. We're building upon this. We're not scrapping the old one each day. We're still doing the love. We're still doing the planet revamping. And then today we are being really mindful of inspiration that you get in the back of your mind when you're doing other things. Write it down if you can't do it at the moment. And I'm going to say this in another place, but I just want to put this out here to put it in your mind. Remember, we're projecting this out. This isn't just for our own self. So even though it might affect yourself directly, that's great, but the idea here is planetary. So when I say that, remember your interaction with other people is very key, because you're shining as an example of the ascension. Even if you're not perfect yet yourself, Lord knows I'm not, I'm still doing this anyway. You know, people could poke holes in it and point fingers, but whatever. You know, this is the time to do what it is that we have to do, and we have to step it up. So, little things you can do are love. The heart is a symbol of love. So, draw hearts on things. I know it sounds like elementary, but simple. By putting hearts, you're putting love out there. So, like, if you're a server at a restaurant, write hearts on your receipt. If you write emails, put things in your email, in your subject line, that are, like, positive and uplifting. Just be creative. You know, draw a heart on your hand. And people will see it, and they might say, it might be a conversation starter. They might be like, oh, that's cute, you have a heart on your hand. Why do you have a heart on your hand? I'm going to do it right now. Why do you have a heart on your hand? Yesterday, I actually had a spiral on my hand, because I was feeling that yesterday. So maybe somebody will be like, why do you have a heart on your hand? It's weird. Be like, because I do. No, I'm just kidding. Don't say because I do. Explain to them what's going on, you know. It's kind of hard to explain to people who have no idea, but whatever. Gotta do it, right? So, I don't have a song for today yet. Remember, that's us working, you know. That's, of course, they play those songs like crazy, but that's our thing. And remember, when you hear them, to charge them, to make them more, to boost them, so everybody's listening at that time gets a boost of this love feeling. Just put a blast of love out there with the song, and then as they're listening to it, they'll be like, "Ew, I feel good," and that helps. I mean, people won't do harm when they feel good, right? Who can do that? Who can kick a dog when you feel like great? Nobody would do that. Who can kill someone when they feel great? You just can't. So we're trying to make people, uplift people, to make them feel a way that will, you know. So I realize I'm rambling. When I'm in a high, like a good mood like this, I just feel like talking. Yay! I'm gonna go to school and people are gonna be like, what is wrong with this girl? Like, I'm the only one in class who talks. And I feel like an idiot all the time, because we're sitting there talking about human resources, and she's talking about mentorship, which I consider myself a mentor. And so she's like, and this applies to like the business world, but I'm applying it to the spiritual world in class, so I can answer all these questions. And she's like, okay, we only have one person answering questions. And I feel like a teacher's pet, because I, for a while, stopped answering, and nobody said anything, and I'm like, and she's like, wow, you guys are, really tired today, huh? And I was like, I know all the answers, but I don't want to sit here and keep answering them, because I feel like an idiot. But whatever kind of life you live, you can apply this to it in your own little way. So do that today, and remember to listen to that inspiration, please. It's the key to this ascension. That is what the ascension will be, is people getting inspired and going on with it, and blah blah blah. I'll get into that more later. Anyways, you get the idea, and I know this is the longest videos yet, and who knows, I don't know. Hopefully you like it. and leave some comments if you do, because I'm not really getting too much feedback. It's kind of weird. I don't know if people are watching. I don't know. So, I know like maybe 5 people are, and I know who they are. I know who you are. No, I'm just kidding. So, if you're watching this, let me know, and let me know what you think, and how it's working for you, and how do you feel? Do you feel like this today? Because it'd be great if we all do, if all 70 or so of us really are feeling it, doing, you know, even if they just read it and not watch the videos, I'm sure that they're still getting something out of it, because I'm trying to be as descriptive as possible on the description. So, whatever, I know I'm rambling. Bye. Love you.